Hi guys, it's Mike. I want to talk about a movie that I watched on Shudder. If you don't know, Shudder is a streaming service. It's pretty much mainly horror. Um, they have some mysteries on there, some actiony kind of movies. The movie that I watched was more of a drama mystery with horror elements in it. For some reason, I thought this was an old movie, but it's not. I must have been thinking of maybe there's a horror movie called The Class of '84. But this is called The Summer of '84. It was released in 2018. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long, and it's this good little mystery story about a group of kids who start to think that the police officer that lives in their area is a serial killer, kidnapping and killing boys. It stars Graham Verchi, I guess that's how you say his name. He's kind of the main boy. He plays Davy. And then his friends are Judah Lewis, Caleb Emery, and Corey Gruder Andrew. Um, and then the cop is Rick Sommer, who actually has done a lot. I mean, actually, all these people have been in quite a bit of stuff before this movie and after. This movie takes place in the suburbs as the young man, Davy, explains to us that um, suburbs is where all the crazy stuff happens and nobody seems to notice. Um, but yeah, so these kids, they play this game called Manhunt. They play it at night with flashlights and they run around and they hide from each other and they try to find each other. Um, in the meantime, these are kids within the same neighborhood. In the meantime, there are boys that keep disappearing, and Davy gets a little suspicious, thinking that there's something going on and that they need to be careful. Um, and then he delivers newspapers, and he delivers the paper to the cop, whose name is Wayne Mackey. And Wayne is, kind of clean cut and typical police looking dude. He's really big into gardening. And little by little, Davy starts to suspect there's something going on with the cop. Just odd vibes that he gets, and the fact that this cop buys like hundreds of pounds, 100 pounds of dirt from a local hardware store every week, or every so often, quite often, a lot more often than you would think a normal gardener would pick that stuff up. And then one night, as they're playing their game, Davy sees a kid in the officer's house, and a couple weeks later, he sees that kid's face on a milk carton. So automatically, ding, 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 he knows it's this cop. He just knows it, and he tries to get his friends to help him, and they try to catch the cop. They try to catch stuff that, like he sees him digging a hole, or sees it like a new hole dug and covered in, and it looks like a body. So, this cop goes jogging every night at 11 o'clock. So when he goes jogging, they all go and they dig up that plot, and there's nothing there. It's just stuff that he had planted. So there's no body there. Um, so this goes on, and the father gets wind of what's going on, and well, basically the kid tells him what's going on, and his father is just incensed by the whole thing. So he takes him over to Wayne's place, and the kids apologize and explain why they did it. And he even asked the cop, I saw this boy, and now this boy is on a milk carton. He said, no, that's not the same kid. That was my nephew. We can even call him if you'd like. And the father's like, no, that's not necessary. So we go on a little bit farther. The cop comes over to make sure that everything's cool with him and the kid, because he likes the kid, I guess, which is kind of pervy. And the cop even offers to call his nephew again, and he dials the phone and talks to somebody, and they said, well, he's not, he's not home right now. But the cop says, come on over later, or I'll come back and we can call him again. And Davy's like, no, that's all right. I believe you. So when he leaves, the cop leaves, Davy does not believe him. He calls the operator and says, what was the last number that was called from this number? And of course, in '84, that was probably, there was no such thing as callbacks or redials or whatever. So the operator tells him, and he's got this list of phone numbers on his refrigerator. And sure enough, the cop called his own number. So Davy is like wigged out, totally wigged out. They decide that they're going to find some evidence. They do find evidence. They break into his house and find some evidence of all this stuff. They take it to the cops. The cops go after Wayne. Wayne is gone. So Tommy, who is his friend, and Davy come back to Davy's house. They're hanging out for the night. His mom and dad are like, you guys are safe. Even though they haven't caught him, he's not going to come back around here. Unfortunately, he does. And that's kind of when the horror part of it kind of kicks in. There's some horror elements to that, how the movie ends. Pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. I mean, it's not the fastest paced movie in the world, but it kept me interested because I love mysteries anyway. So it was kind of like, CSI, that kind of thing. And the actors are really good. The little boy the young man who plays Davy is really good. And his friends are good. Everybody actually in the whole movie, the parents, everybody. So I highly recommend Summer of '84 for those of you who are looking for something not completely full of blood and gore, but there is some of that in this movie. But yeah, it's a good, fun little mystery horror movie. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you soon. Bye.